I wish you greatness. I wish you blessings. I wish you more and more and more blessings. I hope that you're setting yourself up for your eternity life. I hope you're setting yourself for eternal life. During this time, what you do right now makes a difference. You may not know this, but it does. And if you continue to go after this path, one after the other, some things you may not be remember, but some things you will be able to. You go through these things, and I promise you, your spiritual realm will go up just as much. Today we are going to be speaking. We're going to talk about how your spirituality involves the recognition of a feeling, or a sense, or belief that there is something greater than they self. Something more to being human than sensory experience, and the greater whole of which we are part is cosmic or divine in nature. It involves exploring certain universal themes: love, compassion, life after death, wisdom, and truth, with the knowledge that some people, such as saints or enlightened individuals, have achieved and manifested higher levels of development than the ordinary person. Aspiring to manifest the attributes of such inspirational examples often become an important part of the journey through life for spiritual inclined people. The spiritual journey involves first healing and affirming the ego so that the positive states are experienced with a secure self-esteem, believing in self-worth and capacity for love and generosity. A person becomes less constrained by ego difference. A opening of the heart is an essential aspect of true spirituality. In this regards, one may question the spiritual nature of masochist religious practice, such as self-flagellation, which is based on the belief in the wicked inherent in the body. Rather, development of spirituality is generally recognized as requiring some sort of practice or discipline. Spiritual development often involves spontaneous happenings that cannot be accounted for scientifically, and they may be attributed to external force, for example, grace or angelic or divine interventions. The belief systems of religion extends beyond the individual's experience to his or her role in society, and the moral basis rules are formulated to govern relationships and activity. Usually, religion is manifested as a collective through church, mosque, or temple, and is involved with community as much as with individual. This provides a real framework through which the greater than me can start to experience. The debate about the status of spiritual beliefs, such as the existence of God, the meaning of life, the absolute existence of moral laws, and many more such, typical appears to reach as emphasis between mature spiritual seekers and the skeptics. To the spiritual person, the skeptic appears like a blind man trying to say something about sight when it is absent in him, and the spiritual person appears to the skeptic as a vulnerable person motivated by emotional needs to find some delusional area of comfort or support. For a believer, There is no need to prove any rational way that God exists, as his existence is self-evident in his creation. For others, while the evident order within the universe at micro and macro is sufficient to demonstrate that there is an intelligence at work much greater than the human mind. This does not justify naming it as God, since neither side can understand. The debate will no doubt continue indefinitely. It isn't really clear why some people have a spiritual dimension to their lives and some they simply don't. Certainly, it is not something that can be reduced to cognitive beliefs system. The core experience is of not being alone or being somewhat connected to something greater, or of being in a relationship with a higher self, higher beings, or God. As God continues to bless us all through the day, we have to take a step back and sometimes observe those things that's right in front of our face. Sometimes we get caught up into what somebody thinks about us, how we're affecting them, when you should, and the only person that you should really worry about is God, right? So as we're out here and people are going, and we're about to go through so much devastation, that this is the time to do what you have to do to say, God, I need you. I need you by my side. And I guarantee you he will be there. Might not be when you want, but he's definitely still by your side, including your ancestors and everyone else that watches over you. So keep your vibration high. Keep your frequency high. Why? Because this all, I can't say this all plays a key, huh? Yeah, so remember, smile throughout your day. Don't let anyone take that greatness from you. When you smile like this, it's so hard for someone to upset you. It's so hard for you to go in that dark place while you're smiling. You know, I have a couple of people that we're vets with traumatic brain injuries and everything like that. And it's kind of hard for us to process some things. I know it's hard for me to process some things. But during these times, we have to lend a helping hand. And that's something that we should always remember. Treat people as you want them to treat you, or as you want them to treat your children or your parents. I am Dr. Jennifer Baker Penn, and I thank you so much for joining me today. Many blessings. We'll talk to you guys later.